Good afternoon and happy Friday. This is Monica Maddox, Oklahoma Assistant State Climatologist, with your briefing for Friday, August 31st. This information is brought to you by the Southern Climate Impacts Planning Program in association with NOAA, NIDIS, and the National Drought Mitigation Center. To start off the briefing, I just want to give you a quick snapshot of what will be covered. A new Drought Monitor Map was released yesterday, and overall, there isn't a lot of change between this map and the one 2 weeks ago. But in the Southern Plains, we've seen reduction in D3 extreme and D4 exceptional drought in Oklahoma, Kansas, and Missouri. Oklahoma has seen some rainfall throughout the northwest half of the state over the past 14 days, which lends to some of that improvement. In the short-term outlooks, above normal temperatures are likely in the eastern half of the U.S. and the southwest, and below normal temperatures are likely in the far northwest and parts of southern New Mexico and far western Texas. Above normal precipitation is likely in the eastern two-thirds of the U.S., and below normal precipitation is likely in the northwest. Since the last briefing, there have been no updates to the 1-month or 3-month CPC temperature and precipitation outlooks. There also have not been any updates to the 1-month or seasonal drought outlooks. Just as a reminder, however, the seasonal drought outlook showed drought persisting in parts of the south-central U.S. and the west, development likely in the northwest, and a mix of drought remaining but improving and drought removal in the central U.S. and southwest. Here's yesterday's Drought Monitor Map for the entire country. According to the statistics on the bottom, there has been an overall decrease in drought, so D1 through D4, throughout the nation by 1.79%. Areas in some of the worst categories of drought, D3 and D4, have decreased by 0.63%. Not a whole lot, but it's something. More detail will be provided on the next slide as we zoom into the different regions. As a quick reminder, D1 drought is moderate, D2 is severe, D3 is extreme, and D4 is exceptional drought. First, looking at the High Plains region, there has been reduction in D1 through D4 in eastern Kansas and reduction in D3 in eastern Colorado. We're also seeing expansion of D2 in eastern Colorado and expansion of D1 in northern North Dakota. In the southern region, there has been reduction in D1 and D2 in northwest and southeast Oklahoma, reduction in D1 through D3 in northeast Oklahoma, and reduction in D4 in southwest Oklahoma. So basically, reduction in all corners of Oklahoma. In that region, we're also seeing removal of D2 in Arkansas and expansion of D3 in southern Texas, but also reduction of D2 and D3 in northern Texas. Finally, in the west, there has been D2 expansion in Oregon and northwest Montana, that reduction of D3 I just mentioned in eastern Colorado, reduction of D3 in eastern New Mexico, and reduction of D2 in southern Utah. Really, for the most part, though, there hasn't been any drastic changes in this week's map. This is the Mesnet's number of consecutive days with less than 1/10 of an inch of rain in Oklahoma. This very green map shows that the state has been receiving rainfall, but some areas have gone longer without seeing much rain as compared to others. In particular, it's been a little longer in southern Oklahoma since they've seen measurable rainfall. To provide more detail with that last map, here's the observed rainfall throughout Oklahoma over the past 14 days. We see that the northern half of the state has received much more precipitation. Rainfall has ranged from 0 inches in parts of southern Oklahoma to 6.8 inches in Miami in the northeast. Looking ahead, here are the 5-day temperature and precipitation outlooks valid through Wednesday, September 5th. Above normal temperatures are expected for the northeast and west central U.S. Some areas of below normal temperatures are anticipated in parts of the Four Corners region. On the bottom left, heavy rain is expected in the central U.S. and Midwest, with lower amounts, so roughly 0.75 to 1.25 inches, extending further south into the southern Great Plains. 6 to 10 days out, reiterating what was in the snapshot, Above normal temperatures are likely in the eastern half of the U.S. and southwest, and below normal temperatures are likely in the far northwest and parts of southern New Mexico and far western Texas. Above normal precipitation is likely in the eastern two-thirds of the U.S., and below normal precipitation is likely in the northwest. Since there were no updates to the longer-term outlooks, I'll leave you with the seasonal drought outlook that was in the last briefing. The seasonal drought outlook shows drought remaining but improving in the southwest and central U.S., and drought persisting in much of Texas, northern Colorado and Utah, and in the far west, with Washington and Oregon also showing areas of potential drought development. And that wraps up today's briefing, so please join us for future briefings, and feel free to visit our SCIPP website, southernclimate.org, to register for more information if you haven't already. These briefings will be posted to the SCIPP YouTube channel as well as our website. Please like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter at @skip_RISA for more information. Thanks for joining us and have a great rest of your day.